Beneath the vibrant stage lights and soulful melodies lay a realm of hidden truths and untold struggles. From Luther Vandross's timeless ballads to Stormy DeLarvery's trailblazing courage, their legacies are marked by quiet resilience and societal defiance. Here are 25 Black celebrities who passed away without revealing their same-gender relationships. 1. Luther Vandross. A name synonymous with soulful elegance and timeless ballads, Luther Vandross. From the heartfelt strains of Dance with My Father to the romantic whispers of Here and Now, Vandross enchanted millions. Yet behind the rich velvet of his voice lay a life cloaked in mystery. Throughout his illustrious career, Vandross shied away from questions about his personal life, crafting a persona that was both intimate and unreachable. Rumors swirled, whispers echoed, yet he never confirmed nor denied. Friends close to Vandross, including the iconic Patti LaBelle, later spoke of the truth he never publicly shared. Vandross was a gay man. His silence, however, was no surprise. As a Black artist navigating fame in the 1980s and 1990s, the stakes of authenticity were perilously high. He feared losing the adoration of his devoted female fan base, whose dreams were entwined with his love songs. He feared the disapproval of his devoutly religious mother, whose faith guided her life and, by extension, his. Vandross's story is more than personal. It's a mirror reflecting the times, a society where being both Black and openly gay in the public eye was laden with risk. What did his silence cost him? What truths were hidden in his lyrics, waiting to be uncovered by those who truly listen? 2. Langston Hughes. The literary luminary of the Harlem Renaissance, Langston Hughes shaped the voice of a generation. Through his poetry, prose, and plays, Hughes painted vivid pictures of Black life, celebrating its triumphs and mourning its struggles. But beneath the brilliance of his words lay an enigmatic personal life, a chapter of his story written in whispers and speculation. Scholars have pored over Hughes's works, finding subtle threads that hint at same-gender desire. In pieces like The Black Clown and Desire, layers of metaphor and veiled imagery suggest a hidden narrative. Yet Hughes remained steadfastly silent, never confirming nor denying the nature of his relationships, the era's pervasive homophobia, and the unique scrutiny faced by Black intellectuals made openness nearly impossible. To speak freely would have been to risk his platform, his safety, and his role as a voice for Black empowerment. 3. Ma Rainey. Crowned the identity mother of the blues, Ma Rainey was a force of nature. Her voice, raw and unapologetic, broke barriers and redefined a genre. But beyond her music lay a quiet rebellion, a defiance woven into the fabric of her songs. In the bold lyrics of Identity Prove It On Me Blues Identity, Rainey hinted at her attraction to women. Identity, they must have been women, 'cause I don't like no men. Identity. These words, veiled yet daring, offered a glimpse into her truth. In a world where Black women were constrained by rigid societal norms, Rainey's boldness was revolutionary. She lived in a time when open acknowledgement of same-gender relationships could lead to ruin. Yet, she infused her music with a subversive edge, challenging listeners to look beyond the surface. Through her art, she created a space for queer expression in an era that offered none. 4. Bessie Smith. The identity empress of the blues Identity, Bessie Smith, commanded attention wherever she went. Her voice, powerful, unyielding, resonated with passion and heartbreak, but her life, like her music, was complex and layered. Smith's relationships, said to include both men and women, painted a picture of a woman who lived boldly, even if the world wasn't ready to see it. Songs like Empty Bed Blues brimmed with raw emotion, hinting at a life unafraid to explore the depths of love and desire. Within her social circles, her affairs with women were known, yet they remained unspoken truths to the public. As a Black woman in a segregated and homophobic society, such openness would have invited scandal and danger, and so Smith lived on her own terms, her truths hidden in plain sight. 5. Ethel Waters. A pioneer and barrier breaker, Ethel Waters shattered expectations with her talent and determination. As the first Black woman to star in her own television show, The Ethel Waters Show, she paved the way for generations to come, but behind her groundbreaking success lay a private life shrouded in careful secrecy. Waters' romantic relationships with women were known within her inner circle, but never discussed publicly. The weight of racism and gender discrimination she faced in a predominantly white entertainment industry was heavy enough, without adding the stigma of being openly queer. Yet her resilience and adaptability allowed her to navigate these challenges, excelling in a world that often sought to diminish her. Her story is one of quiet courage, a testament to the strength it takes to thrive in the face of discrimination. How did she reconcile the pressures of fame with the need to protect her true self? What legacy did she leave for those who would follow? 6. Sherman Hemsley. Forever etched in memory as George Jefferson from the Jeffersons, Sherman Hemsley commanded laughter and admiration with his impeccable comedic genius. Yet, behind the scenes, Hemsley's life was a fortress of secrecy. Whispers of his identity circulated for decades, yet he neither confirmed nor denied them, standing firm against the tide of curiosity. He chose silence, not as a retreat but as a deliberate act of control. Hemsley's era was unforgiving to Black actors, especially those who might challenge societal norms. To even hint at being gay was to risk everything: his career, his public respect, and his safety. By keeping his personal life an enigma, Hemsley preserved the integrity of his art. His laughter on screen masked the quiet battles he fought off camera, a balance that only heightened his mystique and fortitude. 7. Barbara Jordan. A titan of American politics, Barbara Jordan soared into history as the first Black woman elected to the Texas Senate. Her eloquence and fierce integrity captured the hearts of a nation, particularly during the Watergate hearings. But even as she stood tall on the public stage, Jordan's private life was a realm few were permitted to enter. For decades, Jordan shared her life with Nancy Earle, an educational psychologist, yet this partnership remained veiled in shadows. To reveal such a relationship at that time, as a woman, as Black, as a politician, would have been to invite ruin. The stakes were too high, the world too cruel. Jordan's choice to guard her truth allowed her to wield her power, undiminished in a political landscape hostile to divergence. Her silence was not a denial of love, but an acknowledgement of the fragility of her hard-earned influence. 8. Paul Winfield. The commanding actor who brought dignity and depth to every role, Paul Winfield was a master of transformation. From his Oscar-nominated turn in Sounder to his memorable performance in The Terminator, Winfield's versatility knew no bounds. Yet, his private life was carefully shielded, his long-term relationship with architect Charles Gillen Jr. known only to a trusted few. Hollywood in his time was an unforgiving arena for Black men, let alone those who defied traditional norms of masculinity. To be both Black and openly gay was to invite a level of scrutiny few could endure. Winfield chose to let his work speak louder than the whispers, navigating fame with a quiet dignity that belied the complexities of his personal life. His ability to excel amidst an industry fraught with challenges underscored his resilience and inner strength, a testament to the multifaceted lives many public figures lead. 9. Billy Strayhorn. The maestro behind Duke Ellington's most iconic compositions, Billy Strayhorn poured his soul into melodies that transcended time. Songs like Take the A Train and Lush Life bore his unmistakable signature, yet Strayhorn himself remained an enigma. In private, Strayhorn lived openly as a gay man, a bold choice for a Black artist in the mid-20th century. However, he carefully guarded his relationships from public scrutiny. Strayhorn's decision to sidestep the harsh spotlight on his personal life allowed him to focus on his craft, where his true essence flourished. His works were imbued with a raw emotion that transcended the spoken word, offering a glimpse into the depths of his soul. By shrouding his private life in discretion, Strayhorn became both a rebel and a conformist, his music a vessel for emotions he could not voice. 10. Bayard Rustin. The mastermind behind the 1963 March on Washington, Bayard Rustin was a revolutionary force in the civil rights movement. His strategic brilliance and commitment to justice were unmatched, yet Rustin's open identity made him a target, even within his own ranks. To ensure the movement's success, Rustin often downplayed his personal life, knowing it could be weaponized against him. His relationship with Walter Nagel, though deeply meaningful, remained largely private. Rustin's choice was not a denial of self, but a calculated act to protect a cause larger than any one individual. The burden he bore was immense, straddling the line between being a public hero and a private target of prejudice. In balancing his truth with the demands of his mission, Rustin's story raises profound questions. How does one reconcile personal authenticity with the greater good? And what is the cost of such reconciliation? 11. Wallace Thurman. A luminary of the Harlem Renaissance, Wallace Thurman was a writer whose voice cut through the noise to reveal stark truths about race, colorism, and societal norms. His book, The Blacker the Berry remains a daring commentary on prejudice within the Black community, yet behind the brilliance of his words lay a shadowed corner of his life, a part he never let the world see. Whispers linger about Thurman's same-gender relationships, a secret he never addressed in public. The early 20th century was a cruel time for those who defied heteronormativity, especially for Black men. Thurman's silence, perhaps, was a survival tactic, a necessary shield in a world that scrutinized and vilified the intersections of race and identity. His work often touched on themes of belonging and estrangement, subtle hints of his internal battles. His artistry may have been shaped by these concealed struggles, infusing his narratives with layers of complexity and unspoken pain. But did his hidden truth fuel his art, and how much of himself did he bury for the sake of acceptance? 12. Countee Cullen. A name synonymous with the Harlem Renaissance, Countee Cullen dazzled the literary world with his poetry. Works like Copper Sun and Heritage explored race, love, and identity with lyrical mastery. Yet his personal life was a maze of secrets. Married briefly to Yolande Du Bois, the union raised questions. Was it love, or merely a calculated move in a society that demanded conformity? Cullen's poetry, layered and evocative, carries whispers of unspoken truths. Some scholars see in his verses a quiet nod to queer longing, a coded rebellion against the rigid norms of his time. The intensity of his work suggests a soul grappling with the weight of its silences, where each word seems to carry a hidden universe of meaning. But Cullen never publicly acknowledged his identity, choosing instead to navigate the treacherous waters of societal expectation. Was this silence an act of preservation or a tragedy of lost authenticity? His legacy endures, a testament to the resilience of a voice that spoke volumes even in its restraint. 13. Gladys Bentley. Storming onto the stage of the Harlem Renaissance with a voice as deep as her defiance, Gladys Bentley dressed in men's suits and exuded unapologetic confidence. She sang boldly of love and desire, shattering conventions and becoming a beacon of queer representation. Yet, even as she embraced the freedom of the stage, the world beyond it was far less forgiving. In the 1950s, during the paranoia of McCarthyism, Bentley recanted her identity, claiming to be identity cured identity of her homo-identity. It was a heartbreaking retreat, likely born of the need to survive in an era that punished difference. The toll of this concession was immense, dimming the brilliance of a life that had once blazed with fearless self-expression. But Bentley's legacy, her audacity, her talent remains undiminished. Her story exemplifies the extraordinary courage required to live authentically and the devastating pressures that can force retreat. Her life begs the question, how far can a soul bend under societal pressure before it breaks? 14. Bruce Nugent. Daring to do what few of his time could, Bruce Nugent wrote about queerness openly. His short story Smoke, Lilies, and Jade is a revolutionary exploration of love and attraction, a rare and raw depiction of a Black queer experience. Yet while his art embraced the truth, his personal life stayed cloaked in mystery. Nugent's life was a paradox. He pushed boundaries in his writing, but remained reserved about his own relationships. The duplicity demanded by his era meant concealing his authentic self while laying bare his soul on the page. This dual existence likely shaped his creative voice, blending boldness with restraint. The world of early 20th century America demanded such duplicity, forcing him to hide parts of himself even as he illuminated those same truths in his art. Was his courage to write his truth enough to compensate for the silence about his life? His work remains a quiet rebellion, a whispered revolution in a time of deafening oppression. 15. Alain Locke. Hailed as the identity father of the Harlem Renaissance, Alain Locke was a visionary whose intellect and passion elevated Black art and literature to unprecedented heights. A Rhodes Scholar and a pioneer, Locke inspired a generation of creators to embrace their identities and tell their stories. Yet his own story was one he kept locked away. Among those closest to him, Locke's relationships with men were understood, though never publicly acknowledged. He bore the weight of not just racial discrimination, but also the fear of exposing his identity. This tension between the ideals he championed and the fears he harbored added depth to his advocacy. For someone who championed self-expression and freedom, his silence was a poignant irony. The complexities of his identity likely informed his philosophy, shaping his vision of liberation and artistry. How much of his brilliance was born from the tension of these dualities? Locke's legacy is a mosaic of triumph and secrecy, a reflection of the complex man behind the public image. 16. Stormy de la Verrerie, a name that echoes through the annals of history as a fierce protector and trailblazer. Stormy de la Verrerie stood at the crossroads of identity, defying norms with every step. Her androgynous style, sharp wit, and undeniable courage left an indelible mark on the LGBTQ+ movement, particularly during the Stonewall riots of 1969. Known as a performer, an activist, and a guardian of her community, Stormy's life was a tapestry woven with bold actions and hidden truths. Though she openly embraced her identity as a lesbian, the intricate details of her romantic life remained shrouded in mystery. In a world teeming with prejudice and danger, her silence spoke volumes. Did she keep her personal life hidden to shield herself or to amplify her broader mission? Her discretion becomes a compelling lens through which to view her legacy. By keeping her relationships private, Stormy ensured that her activism, her unyielding fight for equality and justice, took center stage. But what stories linger behind the veil she so carefully maintained? The echoes of her sacrifices still resonate, a testament to the strength it takes to protect both oneself and a cause greater than any one individual. 17. Jackie Mabley. Jackie identity, mom's identity. Mabley commanded laughter with her sharp tongue and fearless commentary, breaking ground as one of the first Black women in comedy to reach widespread acclaim. Her stage persona, an elderly, wisecracking woman, masked a revolutionary voice that dissected societal hypocrisy. Behind the curtain, however, Moms led a life that was both calculated and courageous. Within her private circles, Moms lived openly as a lesbian. Her relationships were known to those close to her, but the broader public remained unaware. Why did she keep this part of herself hidden? In an era where even whispers of queerness could end a career, her silence was an act of survival. She knew that the world wasn't ready to accept all of her truth. The juxtaposition of her public and private lives underscores the delicate balancing act she mastered. Her humor cut deep, revealing truths about race, gender, and power. Yet her personal life, the love she shared, the struggles she faced, remained behind a curtain she chose never to pull back. What might her laughter have revealed if she had let us see all of her? The question lingers, unanswered but poignant. 18. Mabel Hampton. A quiet symphony of defiance and dedication, Mabel Hampton's life was a testament to resilience and contribution. As a figure of the Harlem Renaissance and a steward of LGBTQ+ history, her impact on art and activism is woven into the fabric of queer Black heritage. An actress, singer, and archivist, Hampton lived as openly as her time allowed, embracing her identity within the safety of her community. Yet, like so many others, she kept her romantic relationships away from public scrutiny. The risks were too great. The cost of exposure could have been devastating. Her long-term partnership with Lillian Foster spanned decades, a union of love and resilience that defied the odds. Still, their story was a quiet one, whispered among friends but rarely spoken aloud. What drove her discretion? Perhaps she understood the power of preserving history, not her own, but that of a collective. Through her work with the Lesbian Herstory Archives, she ensured that the lives of others, their struggles and triumphs, would not be forgotten. The mystery of her own story reminds us of the sacrifices made to safeguard a legacy that belongs to so many. 19. Ruth Ellis. Living for over a century, Ruth Ellis was a beacon of hope and possibility for queer Black communities. As one of the oldest known openly gay women in history, Ellis used her home in Detroit as a sanctuary for LGBTQ+ youth. She and her partner, Ceciline Baby Franklin, created a space where love and acceptance flourished, even as the world outside remained hostile. Yet, despite her openness, Ellis chose not to discuss her relationship with Franklin in public forums. Perhaps she feared that her activism, her tireless work to uplift marginalized voices, would be overshadowed by prying eyes and judgment. Or perhaps she understood that some truths are best shared only with those who will cherish them. Her silence raises an enduring question. How many other love stories have been quietly erased by history's prejudice? Ellis's legacy, built on resilience and compassion, reminds us to honor those stories, even when they remain incomplete. Her life's work continues to inspire, a testament to the power of love, community, and quiet revolution. 20. Alberta Hunter. A force of nature, Alberta Hunter's voice carried songs rich with emotion and authenticity. As a legendary blues singer and songwriter, she captivated audiences across generations. Her career, spanning from the early 20th century to a triumphant comeback in her later years, reflected both her talent and her unyielding determination. But beneath the spotlight, Hunter guarded her private life with a fierce resolve. Scholars and contemporaries have pieced together evidence of romantic relationships with women, yet Hunter herself never confirmed these whispers. In a world that demanded conformity, her silence was a shield, protecting both her art and her identity. What might her songs have told us if they carried the weight of her hidden truths? Hunter's life was a balancing act, one that allowed her to thrive in a society that often sought to erase her. Her story, partly hidden, partly revealed, serves as a haunting reminder of the compromises forced upon those who dare to live authentically. 21. Roland Hayes. A man whose voice soared to the heavens, Roland Hayes broke the mold as one of the first African-American tenors to achieve global recognition. Born in the late 19th century in Georgia, he clawed his way to prominence, navigating the harsh realities of Jim Crow America. His presence graced the grandest stages, from Boston's Symphony Hall to London's Wigmore Hall, where audiences marveled at his mastery of classical repertoire and spirituals alike. Hayes' ability to bring African-American traditions to elite stages made him a cultural bridge, but what lingered in the shadows of his remarkable career? Behind the scenes, Hayes lived a life constrained by more than just racial prejudice. His heart's truths were confined by the societal taboos of his time. While he forged a path that inspired countless artists, the full dimensions of his private life, particularly his relationships with men, remained obscured. Hayes understood the stakes. His carefully curated public image was his shield against a world eager to dismiss him. He chose silence, knowing that visibility could invite scandal or ostracism. Yet, what did his silence cost him personally? What dreams and connections might he have realized had he been free to live authentically and without fear? 22. Nell Carter. The indomitable Nell Carter, born in 1948 in Alabama, could light up any room with her electrifying presence. From her Tony-winning performance in Ain't Misbehavin' to her unforgettable role in Gimme a Break, Carter's brilliance seemed boundless. Her ability to weave comedy, drama, and soul into every performance left audiences spellbound. Her success was a triumph over the adversity of poverty and early personal trauma, showcasing her resilience. But fame often comes with a price, and Carter's journey was no exception. Behind the laughter and applause, Carter grappled with secrets she dared not reveal. Her relationships with both men and women were shrouded in silence, a reflection of the cultural hostility toward LGBTQ+ individuals, especially Black women. Battling addiction and health challenges, she bore the weight of society's expectations while striving to maintain her public persona. Carter's silence, while protective, also added another layer of isolation to her struggles. How might her legacy have been different had she lived in a world that embraced every facet of her identity? Would her voice, already so powerful, have reached even greater heights, amplifying the voices of those who shared her journey? 23. Melvin Dixon. Painting vivid pictures of love, identity, and loss, Melvin Dixon was a poet, novelist, and scholar who dared to explore the unspoken realities of Black gay men. Born in the 1950s, he crafted works like Vanishing Rooms and Trouble the Water, which resonated with themes of longing and resilience, giving voice to those who had been silenced. Dixon's intellectual brilliance and creative courage made him a beacon for those navigating the margins of multiple identities. Dixon's personal life was veiled, even as his art laid bare the struggles of marginalized communities. Living during the height of the AIDS epidemic, he faced both societal rejection and the personal devastation of illness. His silence about his own relationships mirrored the stigma of his time, a stark contrast to the openness of his written words. Dixon passed away in the early 1990s, leaving behind a legacy of bravery and vulnerability. His life prompts questions about the intersection of art and identity. What if his private truths had been as visible as his art? Could his openness have redefined the narratives surrounding Black gay men during his lifetime? 24. Sevilla Fort. Choreography was a language unto itself for Sevilla Fort, speaking to generations of dancers and audiences alike. Born in the Pacific Northwest in 1917, her artistic genius blossomed under the mentorship of Katherine Dunham. Fort's innovative approach blended African, Caribbean, and modern influences into a unique style that transformed the landscape of American dance. Her dance studio in New York became a haven for visionaries like Alvin Ailey, who credited her as a cornerstone of his own success. Ford's personal life danced to a rhythm she could never share publicly. Her relationships with women were hidden in the folds of a society that demanded conformity. For Ford, discretion was not just a choice, but a necessity, allowing her to continue her groundbreaking work without drawing ire or losing opportunities. Her silence, though protective, also erased a part of her identity from her legacy. But what stories were left untold? How many moments of joy and struggle were lost in the silence? Ford's life invites reflection on the ways systemic pressures shape not only careers, but the fullness of human expression. 25. Ernestine Eckstein, standing at the forefront of LGBTQ+ activism. In the 1960s, Ernestine Eckstein navigated intersecting forms of discrimination to advocate for equality. As a Black woman, she lent her voice to protests and publications like The Ladder, setting herself apart as a trailblazer in a movement still in its infancy. Her eloquence and passion were daring, and her vision for an inclusive future was revolutionary for its time. For all her advocacy, Eckstein's personal life remained closely guarded. The stigma of being a Black lesbian in a racially and gender-based hostile era was a burden she bore quietly. Her silence protected her, but it also left gaps in the story of her remarkable life. Eckstein's choice to shield her private self from scrutiny underscores the profound vulnerability of activism. What might we learn from those missing pieces? Could her full truth have inspired even more change, illuminating pathways for those who followed in her footsteps?
Did you know that some of the most iconic figures in entertainment, activism, and sports have been quietly breaking barriers as members of the LGBTQ+ community? From the fearless comedy of Wanda Sykes to the soulful music of Tracy Chapman, here are 25 Black lesbian celebs who may surprise you. 1. Queen Latifah. Born Dana Owens, Queen Latifah has always commanded attention, whether through her powerful lyrics, magnetic screen presence, or unyielding grace. A true force in hip-hop, she shattered stereotypes with songs like Unity, while earning accolades for roles in films like Chicago. Yet for years, her private life remained shrouded in mystery, leaving fans to speculate about her personal journey. When her relationship with professional dancer Ebony Nichols became public knowledge, it sent ripples through both Hollywood and the LGBTQ+ community. The revelation wasn't just a surprise, it was a quiet but monumental declaration of authenticity. What elevates Queen Latifah's narrative is her approach to visibility. Without a grand announcement, her partnership with Nichols speaks volumes about quiet strength and self-acceptance. The couple's journey toward parenthood, as reported by media, underscores the evolving stories of love and family in modern culture. Latifah's understated pride is a reminder that authenticity doesn't always require a spotlight. Sometimes it thrives in its own quiet power. Her influence stretches far beyond entertainment, as she continues to advocate for inclusion and inspire future generations. Queen Latifah's story serves as a testament to the enduring power of representation, proving that even subtle acts of visibility can create profound cultural shifts. 2. Raven-Symoné. Child star turned cultural icon, Raven-Symoné has always had an infectious energy. From her time on The Cosby Show to the hit series That's So Raven, she became a fixture in countless childhoods. Yet, her public persona long masked a private journey. When she announced her marriage to Miranda Madey in 2020, fans were stunned. Raven, known for her cheerful and family-friendly image, had managed to keep her personal life almost entirely separate from her public persona. Her candidness and sharing glimpses of her life with Madey through social media added a human touch to her celebrity status. Raven's evolution from Disney star to vocal advocate for LGBTQ+ acceptance reveals a deeper strength. She has openly shared the challenges she faced in reconciling her identity with her career, shedding light on the pressures of fame. Her journey proves that self-discovery isn't confined to a timeline. It's a winding road, often navigated in solitude. Through her courage, she challenges long-held perceptions and encourages fans to embrace their truths. Raven's openness about mental health and self-acceptance has also made her an important voice in broader discussions about resilience. Her story demonstrates that the intersection of fame and authenticity is often fraught, but ultimately rewarding, serving as a source of inspiration for others navigating similar paths. 3. Wanda Sykes. Known for her sharp humor and incisive commentary, Wanda Sykes has never been one to shy away from making waves. The comedian shocked fans in 2008 when she came out during a rally opposing Proposition 8, California's same-gender marriage ban. At the time, her comedy rarely touched on LGBTQ+ issues, making her announcement all the more unexpected. Yet, in hindsight, her candor was entirely in character, bold, unapologetic, and brimming with purpose. Her marriage to French businesswoman Alex Needbalski added another layer to her story, challenging societal norms and redefining modern family dynamics as they raise their 2 children together. As an openly gay Black woman, Sykes stands at the intersection of multiple identities, using her platform to speak out against racism, homophobia, and societal prejudices. By seamlessly blending humor and activism, she disarms audiences while driving home vital truths. Her journey is a testament to the transformative power of authenticity and the importance of intersectional representation in media. Wanda's influence extends far beyond her punchlines, cementing her legacy as a cultural trailblazer who uses humor as a weapon against injustice. Her continued advocacy for equality highlights her commitment to creating lasting change. Wanda's story illustrates that laughter can be a profound tool for breaking down barriers and fostering understanding. 4. Niecy Nash. Always captivating audiences with her charisma and authenticity, Niecy Nash took the world by surprise with her announcement of marriage to singer-songwriter Jessica Betts in 2020. Known for her roles in shows like Claws and her history of straight relationships, Nash's revelation wasn't just unexpected, it was groundbreaking. Their wedding photos radiated joy and unapologetic love, quickly going viral and becoming a symbol of queer visibility within the Black community. Nash's openness challenged preconceived notions about identity and highlighted its fluid nature. Since her marriage, Nash has embraced her role as an advocate for LGBTQ+ representation. She openly discusses her journey to self-discovery, emphasizing that understanding one's identity is deeply personal and evolves over time. Her candid reflections have resonated with fans, encouraging them to embrace their own truths. Through her story, Nash has proven that living authentically can shatter stereotypes and inspire countless others to do the same. Nash's continued advocacy and willingness to share her personal experiences have made her a powerful voice in the LGBTQ+ movement. Her influence goes beyond the screen, serving as a reminder that visibility and love can break down barriers and create pathways for greater inclusivity. 5. Robin Roberts. The beloved anchor of Good Morning America, Robin Roberts has long been a source of inspiration. Yet, in 2013, she added another layer to her legacy when she publicly acknowledged her relationship with massage therapist Amber Lane. Roberts, who had kept her personal life private for years, made the announcement in a heartfelt Facebook post. The timing was poignant, coinciding with her reflections on surviving a life-threatening battle with cancer. By expressing gratitude for Lane's unwavering support, Roberts created a powerful moment of visibility for LGBTQ+ individuals in mainstream media. As one of the most prominent Black women in journalism, Roberts' openness has had a profound cultural impact. Her story fosters crucial conversations about love, resilience, and acceptance. The strength of her relationship with Lane, defined by quiet dignity, has resonated with audiences worldwide. Beyond her personal narrative, Roberts continues to use her platform to champion LGBTQ+ rights, cementing her role as a trailblazer who breaks barriers with grace and authenticity. Her journey is a testament to the importance of love and solidarity in the face of adversity. By sharing her truth, Roberts has shown that vulnerability can be a source of immense strength, inspiring countless others to live authentically and courageously. 6. Samira Wiley. Celebrated for her unforgettable role as Poosie Washington in Orange is the New Black, Samira Wiley has charmed audiences with her talent and authenticity. Her journey took a poignant turn when she revealed her marriage to Lauren Morelli, a writer for the series. Their love story began amidst Morelli's personal journey of self-discovery, culminating in a union that radiates empowerment and acceptance. Together, Wiley and Morelli have become a symbol of the transformative power of embracing one's true self, captivating fans worldwide. Their elegant, intimate wedding stands as a beacon of love and representation in Hollywood. Wiley's openness about her life has not only challenged stereotypes, but also celebrated the vibrancy of queer identity. Through candid moments shared with the world, she illustrates the beauty of a partnership built on creativity and mutual respect. Her voice, resonating through activism and artistry, is a testament to living authentically. 7. Tracy Chapman. The soulful voice behind classics like Fast Car, Tracy Chapman remains an enigma in her personal life. Known for her hauntingly beautiful lyrics that explore resilience and love, Chapman's privacy only deepens the intrigue surrounding her. When her connection to Alice Walker, the acclaimed author of The Color Purple, came to light, it unveiled a hidden chapter of two revolutionary Black women. Their bond was a quiet but powerful union of art and activism. Chapman's music, marked by raw honesty, contrasts with her guarded personal life, creating a mystique that continues to inspire. Her relationship with Walker serves as a reminder of the strength, creativity, and defiance embodied by queer Black women. Even in silence, Chapman's legacy of authenticity and resilience shines brightly, speaking volumes about the power of living on one's own terms. 8. Sheryl Swoopes. A WNBA legend and three-time Olympic gold medalist, Sheryl Swoopes made history in 2005 by coming out as a lesbian. At a time when LGBTQ+ representation in sports was scarce, Swoopes' revelation was groundbreaking. Her relationship with Alyssa Scott, a former assistant coach, became a narrative of love and defiance, challenging long-held stigmas in athletics. Her journey was not without challenges. As a prominent athlete, Swoopes faced immense scrutiny, yet she continued to dominate the court and inspire others. Her courage broke barriers, fostering greater acceptance of LGBTQ+ identities in sports. Beyond her accolades, Swoopes' story is one of resilience and advocacy, proving that authenticity can be as impactful as athletic prowess. 9. Brittney Griner. Standing tall as a pioneer, Brittney Griner's legacy extends beyond basketball. As one of the first openly gay professional athletes, Griner has become a champion for LGBTQ+ visibility and equality. Her marriage to Sherelle Watson, now Sherelle Griner, showcases a love that has endured extraordinary challenges, including her harrowing detention in Russia in 2022. Their bond, tested by adversity, symbolizes the enduring power of love and resilience. Griner's openness about her identity has sparked critical conversations about inclusion in sports. Her advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights and gender equity amplifies her influence far beyond the court. By embracing her truth and using her platform to champion change, Griner has become a role model for athletes and activists alike. Her story underscores the transformative power of authenticity in the face of systemic barriers. 10. Lena Waithe. An Emmy-winning powerhouse, Lena Waithe has redefined what it means to be seen in Hollywood. Her groundbreaking win for Master of None showcased her talent and commitment to bringing queer Black narratives to the forefront. With her unapologetic style and voice, Waithe has become a trailblazer, redefining representation in entertainment. Her brief marriage to Alana Mayo highlighted her willingness to live openly despite the pressures of public life. Waithe consistently uses her platform to champion the stories of queer Black women, a demographic often overlooked. Through projects like The Chi and Queen and Slim, she addresses themes of love, identity, and justice, pushing boundaries and challenging traditional narratives. Waithe's fearless creativity and advocacy make her a beacon for those seeking to tell meaningful, authentic stories. 11. Da Brat. A force in hip-hop, Da Brat changed the game with her bold style and undeniable talent. Rising to fame with hits like Functified, she exuded confidence and skill. But for years, Her personal life remained a mystery. Whispers about her identity floated in the air, fueled by her androgynous look and quiet demeanor. Da Brat held her silence, focusing on her music and letting the rumors simmer. Then came 2020. The world saw a different Da Brat as she proudly stepped into the spotlight with entrepreneur Jessica Dupart by her side. Their love story unfolded publicly, stunning some and inspiring many. Social media became their canvas, showcasing a relationship full of joy, support, and authenticity. Da Brat's revelation wasn't just a personal triumph. It shattered stereotypes in a genre that often leaves little room for LGBTQ+ narratives. By embracing her truth, Da Brat rewrote her legacy. Her courage paved the way for others to live openly and freely. The hip-hop world, steeped in tradition, witnessed a shift. Could her story inspire a broader acceptance in an industry known for its resistance? 12. Jessica Betts. With her raspy vocals and soulful lyrics, Jessica Betts carved a niche in the music world. For years, her artistry was her defining trait, a mix of vulnerability and raw talent. But in 2020, Betts's life took a turn that left fans in awe. Her marriage to actress Niecy Nash was a revelation, a celebration of love that challenged expectations. Their union transcended boundaries, a vivid portrayal of diversity in love and identity. Betts and Nash's openness became a beacon for those seeking representation. On social media, their affection radiates, painting a picture of love unrestrained by convention. Betts, once known solely for her music, became a symbol of hope and authenticity. Her dual identity as an artist and advocate resonates deeply. Each performance, each post amplifies her message. Love is love. Can the power of their story inspire a cultural shift, opening more doors for queer representation in entertainment? 13. Lori Lightfoot. In 2019, history was made. Lori Lightfoot became Chicago's first Black woman and openly lesbian mayor. Her election wasn't just a political victory, it was a seismic moment in representation. For decades, leadership roles were dominated by a narrow image: straight, white, male. Lightfoot shattered that mold with resilience and determination. Her journey wasn't easy. Tackling systemic issues like police reform, economic inequality, and housing crises, Lightfoot faced immense challenges. Yet she remained unapologetically herself. Her marriage to Amy Eschliman and their shared role as parents revealed a softer human side, resonating with many. Lightfoot's rise was a powerful statement. Identity is not a barrier, but a strength. Her visibility as a queer leader inspires a new generation to aim high and remain authentic. What other ceilings might crack under the weight of such representation? 14. Syd. In the world of alternative R&B, Syd's voice stands out, smooth, soulful, and hauntingly honest. As a founding member of the internet, her music broke boundaries, blending vulnerability with groove. But her artistry wasn't the only boundary she pushed. Syd's openness about her identity was a revelation in a genre often steeped in heteronormative narratives. Her androgynous style and introspective lyrics offered a refreshing perspective, resonating with fans who craved authenticity. Through her music, Syd explored identity, love, and self-expression, creating a space where queer voices thrived. Syd's presence challenges stereotypes about queer Black women, proving that authenticity is a powerful force. With every song and interview, she cements her role as a trailblazer. Could her journey inspire more artists to embrace their truths? 15. Audre Lorde. A poet, activist, and visionary, Audre Lorde reshaped conversations about identity and justice. Her words cut deep, addressing race, gender, and identity with unflinching honesty. As an outspoken lesbian, Lorde's work illuminated intersections often ignored, laying the groundwork for modern intersectional feminism. Her personal life mirrored her mission. Lorde's experiences as a Black lesbian woman infused her poetry and essays with raw authenticity. Works like Sister Outsider and the Cancer Journals became guides for those seeking liberation and understanding. Yet her identity is frequently overlooked in mainstream narratives, a testament to society's discomfort with complexity. She challenged norms, inspired movements, and empowered countless voices. Her story remains a beacon for those fighting for visibility and justice. How might her words resonate in a world still grappling with the same issues she fought against? 16. Cheryl Dunye. A cinematic pioneer, Cheryl Dunye shattered conventions with her groundbreaking film, The Watermelon Woman, in 1996. This was not just a film, it was a statement, a bold declaration of identity in a world that often turned a blind eye to the lives of queer Black women. The first feature film directed by an openly Black lesbian, it melded fiction and documentary to tell a story of love, history, and self-discovery. In a film landscape dominated by whiteness and masculinity, Dunye carved out a space for voices that had been silenced. Her work has left an indelible mark on both film and television. Through projects like Queen Sugar and Dear White People, Dunye has amplified stories that matter, shining a light on underrepresented experiences. With every project, she proves that authenticity is not just powerful, but transformative. Her legacy challenges aspiring creators to infuse their truth into their work, forging new paths for others to follow. She's also a mentor, championing the next generation of filmmakers, especially those from marginalized backgrounds. Her workshops and public speaking engagements ignite a fire in young creators, inspiring them to claim their space in a challenging industry. By confronting issues of race, identity, and gender head-on, Dunye has cemented her place as not just a filmmaker, but a cultural force. Her legacy is a reminder that every story matters, especially those that disrupt the status quo. 17. Monica Carter. In the world of 90s R&B, Monica Carter's sultry voice and hits like Touch It ruled the airwaves. But it was her bold declaration of love that truly set her apart. Coming out as a lesbian in an industry often mired in rigid norms was no small feat. Her relationship with Therese Michel, which culminated in a wedding in 2014, was a beacon of hope and defiance against societal expectations. The reality show R&B Divas, Atlanta offered an intimate glimpse into their lives, breaking barriers and challenging stereotypes within the Black entertainment community. Monifa's openness and advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights have turned her into more than a singer. She is a symbol of courage and authenticity. By choosing to live her truth, she's reshaping narratives and paving the way for a more inclusive music industry. Monica uses her platform to address mental health, self-love, and community building, issues often stigmatized in the Black and LGBTQ+ communities. She's a speaker at conferences and events, offering wisdom and support to those struggling to reconcile their identities. Her story is a powerful reminder that authenticity is the key to personal and collective growth. 18. Barbara Jordan. Barbara Jordan's commanding presence in American politics left an indelible legacy. As the first Black congresswoman from Texas, she was a force of nature, wielding words like weapons in her fight for justice and equality. Her landmark keynote speech at the 1976 Democratic National Convention still echoes as a rallying cry for change. But Jordan's life held quieter battles too. Her decades-long relationship with Nancy Earl, revealed after her death, painted a picture of resilience in a time when public acknowledgement of queerness could end careers. She lived authentically, yet privately, a delicate balancing act that underscored the intersectional challenges of being both Black and queer in a public sphere. Her story is one of persistence, a reminder that the fight for equality takes many forms. Jordan's life continues to inspire, proving that authenticity and integrity are as revolutionary as they are necessary. Her speeches and writings remain essential reading for those seeking justice and progress, offering timeless lessons on leadership and resilience. 19. Felicia Pearson. Known for her gravelly voice and chilling performance in The Wire, Felicia Snoop Pearson captured audiences, but her real-life journey is even more riveting. Raised in the foster care system and shaped by a troubled youth, Pearson's story is one of survival and transformation. She emerged from a world of hardship to become an actress, author, and advocate. Her revelation as a lesbian added another layer to her narrative, challenging stereotypes in urban culture. Pearson's memoir, Grace After Midnight, is a raw and honest account of her struggles and triumphs, touching on themes of identity, redemption, and resilience. Today, she uses her platform to push for criminal justice reform and LGBTQ+ acceptance, embodying the power of second chances and living authentically. Beyond acting, Pearson works with at-risk youth, using her story to inspire change. Her outreach programs and speaking engagements offer hope to those facing similar challenges, proving that no one is defined by their past. By embracing her identity and channeling her experiences into activism, she redefines what it means to rise above adversity. 20. Deborah Batts. When Deborah Batts took the bench in 1994 as the first openly lesbian federal judge, it was a seismic moment in American history. Her appointment by President Bill Clinton marked a turning point for representation in a judiciary long resistant to change. Batts's rise was a beacon of hope for marginalized communities navigating systems of exclusion. Known for her sharp intellect and unwavering commitment to justice, Batts became a symbol of integrity in the legal world. Her willingness to be open about her identity broke barriers, showing that authenticity and professionalism could coexist. Batts's legacy extends beyond her rulings. It's a testament to the power of representation in transforming institutions. Her story reminds us that progress is possible, even in the face of entrenched traditions. Batts paved the way for a judiciary that better reflects the diverse society it serves, leaving an enduring impact on both the law and the fight for equality. Beyond her legal career, she inspired countless LGBTQ+ professionals to aim for leadership roles without compromise, proving that courage and authenticity can shape the future. 21. Kim Jackson, a pioneer in politics. The year 2020 marked an undeniable shift in history when Kim Jackson shattered barriers as the first openly lesbian state senator in Georgia. Her victory was a resounding call for change in a southern state long defined by its traditional views. Jackson is not just a politician, she's also a pastor, blending spirituality with civic duty to tackle systemic inequities with a depth of compassion rarely seen in public office. Jackson's agenda focuses on lifting marginalized communities. From healthcare access to education reform, she fights for equity with unwavering determination. But perhaps what stands out most is her courageous advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights in a region where such voices are often silenced. Her leadership sends a clear message. Authenticity and service matters. Her journey challenges stereotypes and sets an example for others to lead unapologetically. 22. Meshell Ndegeocello, the soulful innovator. Meshell Ndegeocello's music doesn't fit neatly into any one genre. From funk to rock, her sound is as fluid as her identity, making her a trailblazer for unapologetic self-expression. Her debut album, Plantation Lullabies, was a powerful statement that introduced the world to a fearless Black queer artist willing to challenge conventions in both music and society. Through her lyrics, Meshell explores themes of love, race, and justice. Her work resonates deeply with listeners who see their own struggles and triumphs reflected in her art. Despite often operating outside mainstream recognition, she has solidified herself as an icon of authenticity. Her influence proves that staying true to oneself can leave a lasting impact, even in a world that often demands conformity. 23. Patrisse Cullors. Redefining leadership as a co-founder of the Black Lives Matter movement, Patrisse Cullors reshaped modern activism. Her identity as a Black lesbian is not merely a detail, but a driving force behind her work. Cullors embraces an intersectional approach, ensuring that the fight for racial justice includes LGBTQ+ voices. Cullors' activism transcends marches and speeches. She is an artist and an author, using her talents to highlight systemic oppression. Her memoir, When They Call You a Terrorist, is a gripping account of resilience and hope, inspiring countless individuals to stand up for justice. Through her efforts, She proves that leadership isn't about fitting into pre-existing molds. It's about breaking them entirely. Color's influence extends into the artistic sphere, where she uses performance and visual art to bring light to the interconnected struggles of marginalized communities. Her relentless push for justice proves that true leadership is built on authenticity and courage, inspiring future generations to think bigger and fight harder. 24. Alicia Garza, champion of intersectionality. Alicia Garza's activism began long before the world knew her name. As another co-founder of the Black Lives Matter movement, Garza has made waves by emphasizing the interconnectedness of struggles tied to race, gender, and identity. Her openness as a Black lesbian leader adds layers of complexity and strength to her advocacy. Beyond her role in BLM, Garza's writing and public speaking inspire collective action. Her book, The Purpose of Power, offers a blueprint for building movements rooted in inclusivity and resilience. Garza's visibility challenges preconceived notions of who can lead transformative change, proving that diverse experiences are assets, not hindrances. Garza's influence stretches beyond activism. She's a mentor, a strategist, and a visionary for equity. By helping others see the power in their unique identities, she's creating a ripple effect of change that transcends her own work. 25. Sharon Bridgeforth, voice of the unheard. Sharon Bridgeforth's work is nothing short of revolutionary. As a playwright and poet, she crafts narratives that center Black lesbian experiences with boldness and grace. Her seminal work, The Bulgine Stories, broke new ground in LGBTQ+ literature, providing a rare glimpse into lives often overlooked. Bridgeforth's artistry goes beyond storytelling. It's a form of activism. By creating spaces for underrepresented voices, she challenges societal norms and expands the boundaries of what's possible in the arts. Her performances are immersive, drawing audiences into worlds rich with complexity and emotion. Her advocacy for emerging artists further amplifies her impact, ensuring that diverse voices continue to reshape the cultural landscape. Bridgeforth's contributions remind us that art is not just a reflection of the world, it's a tool to change it.